Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Whatever. It is Teacher Ray here. We are talking about episode 5 of Let's Talk About Chu on Netflix. It does have English subtitles. Do not forget that. So go check it out on Netflix. Let's Talk About Chu. This episode of this show, Lights, Camera, Whatever, we're jumping into episode 5. Now, question 1. What to do when your partner doesn't give you any free space to have your own life? Oh, this is heavy because there's a word out there, there's a C word called clingy. And clinginess sometimes comes with lack of trust or lack of self-confidence, right? And when I say lack of trust, it means maybe the partner doesn't fully trust in you, right? And lack of self-confidence means that if they let you go too long to be free, they personally, man or woman, don't feel self-confident in themselves to be, beautiful or handsome. So this comes with a lot of baggage, right? When you're not allowing someone to have their free space, that becomes a problem because they can't live life. If you're not allowing your friends to have a girl night, guys, the key word is girl, right? So there should be no guys. And if you don't trust them to have a girl night, then there's something wrong in your relationship because you don't trust them even to have a girl night. And sometimes, like I said, my clients always complain about their partners. They even will have to take pictures and show proof and show they're with their friends. God, you don't have to show me any pictures. Just enjoy your night. If you're cheating, we always say what goes around comes around. And I'm not encouraging you to do that, but that's karma. So it says, when you don't give your partner any free space. This is a problem because, guys, everybody was a human before you started dating them, right? Everybody had their own life before you started dating them. Just because you start dating someone doesn't mean that you have to change your entire life to cater to this person. It's unfair, right? Because you were a human, an individual, before they showed up in your life. And if you meet someone and start dating someone and you have to entirely change who you are, what are you doing? If you can't go continue running like you were running before you met your partner, if you can't go to that drawing class when you were going to that drawing class before you met your partner, and your partner's like, why are you going to this drawing class? And you're like, this is what I love. I love to run. I love to go to the gym. I love to go to the daji chang, right? Which is the batting cage. This is how I release. And now I can't? Do you really love me? So what to do when your partner doesn't give you any space? You need to be very clear. This is for me. This is Teacher Ray. I know there's a lot of rules here that you don't want to do, but you really want to do. And you complain about it in my class to me, but you don't do it in real life. all the time. You have to be honest and say, hey, I'm not happy because I always need to be next to you. Now, kids are in the equation. That's a different story. I always tell my clients, and I'm going to tell this to everybody out here. Let me be very, very clear, and I want you to write this down. Even if you have kids, write this down. One night goes to the guy. He does whatever he wants. He goes wherever he wants. One night. The second night, either vice versa, if it could be the woman first, it doesn't matter. The other night goes to the woman, right? They can do whatever they want. They don't need to worry about kids. They have full freedom. They have full autonomy to do what they want. So there should be a man's night or a woman's night. Now, if this is an LGBTQ situation, you know what I'm talking about. One of the partners has a night. The other partner has another night. Very clear. The third night, guys, there are going to be 4 nights out of this week, so just write this down. The third night is directly dedicated to the kids. It's a family night. It's a family night, right? So you got the one night for the one partner, the other night for the other partner, and this is free space. Don't call me. Don't bother me. I mean, if you don't trust them, something's wrong with your relationship. I'm not going that far. Something's wrong with your relationship. Now, the other night is date night. You go out with your partner. You have a date. Go date. And when I say DATE, I actually mean don't touch your phone, just enjoy each other. And whoever checks the social media first pays the bill. Boom. Sorry for the phone swipers, for the fubbing people who like to look at the phone every 5 seconds. I'm sorry. I hate people who are on the phone all the time. Let me repeat this. One night for one partner. One night for the other partner. One night for family night. Should be a couple nights. But at least, okay, let me be more clear. Sorry, my math sucks. One night for one partner. One night for the other partner. And the other night is date night, right? So you got 2 perfect nights to be with kids, right? And one of the nights, one parent is with them, one of the, you got the math. Come on, write it down. Get it going here. I'm not Einstein. So if your partner's not giving you any free space, you need to have a conversation because, to be honest, that sucks. Question 2, if you're not a priority in someone's life, but a key priority to a new potential lover, do you jump ship or continue being the backup plan? Guys, oh man, I don't know what I'm thinking when I write these questions, but when I read it, it's very heavy. Guys, I don't want to be a backup plan. I know sometimes people are dating or, in relationships with married people. I totally understand. This is not 20,000 centuries ago, right? This is happening. Like married people have secret relationships because something's at home or they're just bad people. Either way. Either their relationship is dry, the marriage is dry, or they just want more. They're greedy. It's either 2 ways. Now, for the situation to be a backup plan for the greedy situation, you need to reevaluate yourself. You're just a backup plan. It's not love. They just have greed. Now, if you're a backup plan for someone who is missing love, who needs love, because the husband and wife is just not doing anything right at home, and they're just dry. First of all, be careful. Don't get caught. And second, you need to evaluate how long will you be the backup plan. That's another question. Now, personally, Teacher Ray, I don't want to be a backup plan. I want to be the priority. Maybe it might be fun. In English, we call it a fling. Maybe it might be a fling, like a hot love for a while, right? A lust. It always dies down when there's no love. So you got to really be cautious about that, right? Are you going to be a priority? Or are you the backup plan? And if you're the backup plan, how long can you be the backup plan until you're like, hey, I want real love. I'm tired of just coming here on certain days. I'm tired of you coming here on certain days. You need to evaluate yourself. If you're not a priority in someone's life, are you the backup? Are you just, but what if there's a potential lover who's just fully into you, ready to be dedicated to you, ready to give you everything, right? What do? Of course, you go to the potential lover. If you're dating, guys, I'm talking about dating. I'm not talking about marriage. This is about the dating. If you're dating someone and you're like, they're not fully, guys, come on, let's wake up. When someone really wants to be with you. It's so obvious, right? Phones are down. They're into you. They're loving you. They're contacting you. Let's not be naive, right? They're into you. But the person that you're with, right, is not like this. And there's another person out there who's just ready to dive into your heart. Guys, you just got to go with the flow. I'm not encouraging anything. I'm not even going to stimulate you to go to a certain way. You just got to go with your flow. Just like that. And that's all I'm going to say. And that's the second question, right? If you're not a priority, what do you do? Number 3, how long can you wait to tell someone they are not the one? Ooh, man, as I'm reading these questions, Jesus. And I'm kind of looking at the rest of them. They all heavy too. All of these questions are heavy. Let me see. How long can you wait to tell someone they're not the one? Guys, I believe that life is short. And if you are... well, it depends. It depends on if you've tried to tell them how to be better. Because some people don't have to be better for you. Because maybe they don't have the ability to be better. And also you don't own them. But if you try to openly communicate in an honest way without hurting their feelings and say, hey, maybe our relationship could go this way. If you honestly tried, and only if you honestly tried. If you honestly tried and I mentioned this in a couple episodes before, if you honestly try to communicate on how to make a better relationship and they just didn't make an effort, guys, you got an open door to leave. Just go. Just go. I mean, like, you've literally openly communicated and say, hey, this is not working. I'm uncomfortable with this. This is how it would be better, right? You have room to leave. You have an open door to leave. Just go. Just go, right? Just because they're not the one. But the question is, how long do you need to, when you know. You know when you know they're not the one. And the moment you know that they're not the one, and this is when I say you have tried to communicate, like genuinely tried, and nothing changed, okay, you got to go. Next one. Would you let your mother lock your father out of the house and change the locks? Sorry, guys, I'm from the U.S. Mom is boss. Mom is boss. Like, my mom says change the locks, I'm going down to Ace Hardware. How to say it in Chinese? Uxing Hang, right? Uxing Hang. My assistant is always ready. I think she knew I was going to say that. She's laughing at me. Ujin Hang. What did I? Ushin Hang. Oh, it's so bad. Please ignore that bad Chinese that I just said. Ujin Hang, right? Which actually translates to like 5 gold industry. That's a suck translation. It's called Ace Hardware. I would be running down to Ace Hardware to get that lock changed because, like I said, mom is the queen. If she doesn't want dad there, I'm sorry, Dad. You got it. You better find a way. Like, you better do something. So that's my answer for that one. Would you move back home just because your parents say they feel lonely? I would not. I would visit more. I would increase the frequency, but I would not physically move back home. If I've grown up, lived my life, done my things, my space, and did things my way, I'm going to continue like that. I will increase the frequency. I'll sleep more nights at home just if I'll take more walks with you. We'll go eat more popcorn, whatever, in the movie theater. We'll do whatever. But to live back home just because you feel lonely, I'm going to say, hey, Mom or Dad, it's time to get some friends. I'm sorry. So for me, would you move back home just because the parents say they feel lonely? My answer would be no. Because I feel that I have my space, you have your space. It's been like this for like 15, 20 years. Let's not break that, right? It's been like that. So, but I would definitely increase my frequency to spend more time with you. Definitely, I would do that. So that would be my answer for that. What to do when you really love someone, but they can't vibe with your friends at all? Oh my God, where do these questions come from? But these are, and I'm laughing. My assistant is laughing at me, and I'm laughing at myself internally. Let me drink every time I drink my coffee, something's heavy. And I hope that you heard the swallow. Man. Okay. Let's do it. If my friends are real, and I try to choose the realest friends as possible. And I'm quite selective on my friends. If my friends are real, and that means when I say real, REAL, not Instagram Reels, that means that I've chosen them to be openly honest with me. And that means that if they've given me an honest, genuine opinion of my partner, and not because of some, stereotype or societal, acceptance or peer pressure from dead people, as I mentioned, and it's an honest opinion, I will listen to their opinion of this person and I will evaluate. But the problem in a lot of relationships is that your friends get involved. They have opinions, they have thoughts, they have comments, and it just gets ugly. Because it's, they're not the type that your friend will accept, right? They're not the type that your friend was hoping you to be with. Maybe your friend wanted you to be with someone more wealthier, right? But this guy is working at Subway, but he's an amazing lover, right? Or, I'm extreme. This guy is like super, super rich, but he's a jerk, right? All the situations have to be taken into conscious consideration, right? Because it's your relationship. If this person is making you happy, I mean, like happy, like, what I'm talking about, happy, reaching the mountain peak cuddling, buying you food, cooking for you, but they just don't vibe with your friends. And let me emphasize, at all. Then that's something that you have to really consider. Because in this type of situation, that means that your friends probably don't want to go to the wedding, right? If you guys are together, they probably don't want to support you, and they're going to be judging you all the time. Now, this comes to a situation if these friends are like the last couple of years or these friends have been with you your whole life. That's totally different. But sometimes, I have to be honest, friends do see things that we don't see. And they have opinions. And, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I'm a person who loves love. Sometimes love makes us blind. It does, guys. I have to be honest. It makes us so blind, we just don't see anything. It's very true, right? So the question is, if they don't vibe with your friends, what do? Right? This is that's why people are like, especially my students, they're like, man, Ray, your questions are like heavy, but they're real, right? So please leave your comments. I got to know how you're feeling about this. What do you do if someone's a one and they just cannot vibe with your friends? Your really good friends. Now, if it's just associates or peers in the office, Jesus, my God, who cares? Who literally cares about these guys? They are temporary. Unless you've been in that job for 30 years. Those are your friends. So think about that, right? And that goes down to what you accept. And it also goes to the other concept of how much opinion and judging do you let other people, create for your life. That's all. The next one, if your parents haven't made love in ages, would you try to help them get the spark back? I would. When I was younger, I wanted to say this. I was ready for this question. My parents were flirting like all the way in high school, like in college, and my dad would be looking at my mom with these, and it was disgusting to me, but I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. He'd be giving these flirtatious eye looks at dinner and things like that, and I'd be like, okay, well, you guys, me and my sister would be like, okay, you guys can go, like, we can leave if you guys want your space. And so that's what I grew up with. So I think for my future relationship, I will try to be intimate and loving until the day I don't breathe, right? So I don't believe into reaching a certain age and say, because sometimes a lot of my friends here, their parents are not really doing anything. They say, who needs love anymore? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of need that. I breathe off of that. So if my parents haven't made love in ages, and I've caught them a couple times. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. I caught you guys many times. And I would help because life changes, right? People have like midlife crises and like things happen, things change. People change. I know that. But, it's if you really love your parents and you love what they had, like try to help them get back. This is just me. Try to help them get back. Like try. Like, and if they have secret lovers or doing whatever, hey, not my business. Not my business. But I will try my best. Now, last one. Do you intentionally avoid someone because you're scared to fall in love with them? I used to. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be honest. Because I know, and I'm not saying that I had a lot of people that I fell in love with. I just know that there was plenty of situations where, because I know when I start to get into someone, I go deep. I literally go head over heels or head over Nikes because I'm a guy. They should create a phrase for people, for men, right? Not just girls, head over heels. I'm head over Nikes, right? I hope that will be one of my episode titles one day, head over Nikes. Head over, for the Taiwanese listener, head over heels means like you're just not thinking this guy is too handsome and too hot and you just really want to be with him. So you just ignore everything, right? For guys, it's the same thing. There's probably some girls just like, man, she's hot. She's beautiful. She just compliments everything. She's just great conversation. I love this person, right? There's plenty of people in high school and college that I avoided and I really, really like them. I just scared to fall in love. And do I regret? Absolutely not. And I'm covering my mouth when I say that. Absolutely not. I don't regret it all. Life moved on. If I didn't talk to them, I didn't talk to them. But if you say, do you intentionally avoid someone because you're scared to fall in love with them? Personally, guys, yes, I've done it multiple times. And I thought they were great. But in the end, I was like, maybe I'm just lonely. Maybe I'm just like, I've seen too many people holding hands or being couples and things like that. And then being a single guy in Taipei, that does suck, right? When you're walking around like the shinny area and all these people are like holding hands, you're just like, man, Jesus, can I borrow your hand? Like, give me a hand. So let's recap. What to do when your partner doesn't give you any free space to have your own life. If you're not a priority in someone's life, but a priority to a new potential lover, do you jump ship the relationship? Or do you continue being the backup plan? How long can you wait to tell someone that they are not the one? Would you let your mother lock your father out of the house and change the locks? Would you move back home just because your parents say they feel lonely? What to do when you really love someone, but they can't vibe with your friends, let me emphasize, at all? If your parents haven't made love in ages, dinosaurs, would you try to help them get the spark back? And lastly, do you intentionally avoid someone because you are scared to fall in love with them? That is episode 5 of Let's Talk About Chu. And this is Lights, Camera, Whatever. Lights, Camera, Whatever. Thank you. This is Teacher Ray. And don't forget to check out those YouTube shorts. See you soon.